How's it going, everyone? Welcome back. I'm here with another just quick review of the new weapons. I explained why I'm doing this quickly in my AN94 video. I have a lot of new game stuff coming out this week, so I dedicated about 10-ish hours to fully leveling these things up. It's 3 a.m. when I'm recording this directly after the AN94 video, so keep that in mind. I am a bit tired. So the one thing I want to talk about real quick is I think this thing is absolutely great. I personally love it. Now, I hate it with no attachments. I'll admit, this thing with no attachments is actually bad. And the reason I say this is, if you were to have no attachments on this thing, you actually end up having 20 rounds. And I don't know why it's not loading. You end up having 20 rounds. You have basically no range. I've tried to get long shots with this thing. It's just, you better land a lot of shots. It's kind of a hit marker machine at a distance, set up like this. Keep that in mind. Set up like this. It is a hit marker machine. It is fast, and it does kill relatively quickly. I'm not sure what its fire rate is comparatively. I haven't quite looked at that yet. MP7's a little bit faster. They feel close to similar, but you can tell it's a little bit worse. It's also somewhat close to the P90, a little bit slower. A little bit slower than the P90, a little bit faster than the AUG. So it's a good middle ground, in my opinion. So first attachments you're gonna get right out the gate is flash guard, laser, a sight, and then you'll get these. The ammo comes later on, and I want to talk about a couple builds and stuff for this. Commando foregrip, always a good attachment. It does slow you down a little bit, but it's just a good all-around attachment. You see it used a lot. So depending on what you're wanting to do with this, I want to go ahead and mention real quick. Once you get either one of these, it doesn't matter which one you use. I use this one personally because this thing doesn't have a whole lot of kick. If it has a whole lot of kick, by all means you can use this one, but I think it slows you down just a bit too much. So when I was using this, I chose this one because, you know, it's nothing. I personally like the iron sights, but when I was going for long shots and stuff like that, I actually found that if I use the 3X, it bounced quite a bit. If I use a red dot, it doesn't bounce at all. If you use a 4X, it's a little more controllable, but it does kind of move. But I don't know what it is. If you just use any red dot, basically, any of these like GI, Monocle, Viper, it has no recoil. This thing is crazy if you just slap on a red dot. And I'm talking cross map, just put it on their chest, pull the trigger. Obviously you have to pull down a little bit, but not enough to warrant anything. So let's just say you're going for long shots or something like that. You can toss this on, you can toss a 4X, whatever you want on. And if you're going for longer distances, obviously you're going to want these by the time you unlock long shots. You'll probably have the 30, probably have the 50 by then. I know you have the 30. So if you're going for a slower long distance build, you can do the 50. Let's just say you're going to do a 4X. I don't think you need a monolithic suppressor. I didn't use one when I did it. I used the Ranger for my long shots, and then I used the ADS. You could also do recoil control if you need more control. But this alone gives you relatively no recoil, and you can take people out at long distance. This will give you your long shots relatively easy. The long shots aren't very far on SMGs anyway. Now, obviously this is an SMG, so we want this more as, you know, an SMG. You can go crazy, obviously, and make, you know, these super tiny barrels and all that, but you want to be competitive at almost any distance, okay? So my build currently for this... Oh, not that. Is this. You collapse the stock because obviously movement speed, ADS, sprint to fire, down here. You could even throw on a green laser rather than the Commando foregrip if you want. That would probably still work really well because you could aim really quickly, and it doesn't have a whole lot of recoil, so that would also be another good thing. I run the 50-round drum because the 30 sometimes is a little hard. The other thing is, if you have all the big attachments like I was just showing on, and you put a 50 round on, you move very slow. If you're going to put all that on, you may as well just put a 30 round on and pick people off. That's what I would recommend, at least. If your gun's already heavy, and slow, I would recommend putting on a 30 round. Obviously, you can put on a 50 if you want to try to take out 2 enemies at long distance, but that's just my opinion. And then lastly, the Fss Nightshade, because it comes with the suppressor, it has, damage range, all that. It has all the fun stuff that we all love. And this thing, I mean, I have no issues. I can run around Piccadilly, kill people up close, kill people at a distance. It doesn't really matter where I go. This thing is very good. Like I said, I got used to the iron sight. Once you get used to it, this thing doesn't kick a whole lot. It does kick some. At long distance is the only time you're ever going to notice it. Once you get used to the recoil pattern, it's very good. It is very good. It's not AN94 level of very good, but this thing will reach out and touch them. It's not going to compete super well with the MP5. I've already kind of tested that with one of my friends. It doesn't work super well against an MP5. I'd say it's more relatable to the MP7, but as you can tell, it does more damage and has a little bit better range to damage as well. It's similar-ish to the MP7. It feels almost MP7-ish when you do some of the upgrades to this. Obviously, it has its differences, but it does feel relatively similar, at least play-wise to me. The MP5 will always be king currently, but I'd say this is just a really fun gun to get into. And if you're, for all the MP5 people out there that only ever use an MP5, this is a very solid weapon. You could try using this. You could have, fun playing with a different weapon for a little bit. It would take a little bit harder to get gold because you only get 20 rounds, but yeah, that is what it is. So, all in all, this gun is extremely good at almost every distance. I'd say like super long distance, you could do it, but at that point, you definitely want the 50 rounds on, just in case. Just in case you're fudging with the iron sight or you decide to potato, the 50 rounds gives you that second chance. But yeah, this is a very solid weapon that they gave us. I think this is definitely what I expected the Striker to be, honestly. When I heard the UMP was coming, this is the weapon I thought it was going to be. Not that. Not what we got. I remember Modern Warfare 2's UMP. I love that thing. But the one that we got here just it didn't feel great. This one feels great. This was also like I don't know. This thing just feels very good. But that's obviously just my opinion again. I'm rambling because I'm tired. I apologize. So I urge all of you to go and pick this up. This is the first weapon you'll unlock in the battle pass. As you can tell, I played a fair amount today. Actually, the fun way that I was leveling up super quick when I first started my pass was because I only had 1,000 COD points, so I only got I guess I had over 1,000, but like, what am I gonna buy? I didn't have the 2,400, so I didn't get to skip any fucking tiers. What I started doing is I would land dead center of the circle in Warzone and just see if I could win. I actually won 4 matches today. Just landing in the middle of a field, someone runs by, I assassinate or execute them, and then I just take all their loot. And on one of the matches, that's literally what I did. I just stood up out of a bush, stabbed the guy, and I killed 6 people with the growl that I picked up from him because the growl was super good. But yeah, this is unlocked at level 15. Most people have it already and have been using it. I did start to see a lot of AN94s as well when I was coming to the end of my play session. But I hope you guys all enjoyed. Let me know what you guys think and your guys' build down below. Maybe you guys have a better one than I got. That way I can set up mine a little bit differently. But I'm going to go to bed and try to get my 6 hours of sleep before my next game starts. Leia, go back to bed. I don't know why you woke up. But anyway, I'm going to try to get my dog to go to sleep. And I will see you guys in the next one. Thank you guys for watching. And let me know your builds down below and what you guys think of this current season. I'll see you guys later.